In the introduction of Countering China's Great Game, you say that the CCP is trying to change the world. Give us some examples of how they are changing the world and why they're aspiring to do that.
Let's start with America. In 2018, there was this instance with a US employee who worked for Marriott that liked a tweet that was posted by the Dalai Lama. And Marriott, which at the time was really seeking to build market inroads into China, found itself in the middle of this huge geopolitical issue all of a sudden. And China leaned so hard on Marriott because of their sensitivities to Tibet and what the Dalai Lama represents for the identity and the former independence of Tibet, that they fired this employee of Marriott who was an American who liked a tweet. A one-person individual small example, but it's also emblematic of what exposure, not just exposure to China's market, but the desire to enter into China's market and be successful there, not only how that changes the calculation of American companies, but how the CCP leverages those things. But even beyond that, if you look at the United Nations, there was this huge report that was coming out about the Uyghur atrocities a year or two ago from the High Commissioner on Human Rights, Michelle Bachelet, I think was her name. And this was a report that Beijing had been trying to massage and influence and water down for years and years and years. And the UN handled this whole episode so poorly because China's influence in the broader UN is so pervasive and pernicious that if you were to stand up to China in one part of the UN, you sacrifice other priorities in other parts of the UN. And China has, in a large part, silenced global response to the worst genocide since the Holocaust. And that is not adequately understood or appreciated by many Americans, and it's shocking. And you can go down the list of how they are literally redrawing the map in the South China Sea with these fake islands that are not only built, subsequently militarized, and in the process breaking promises to American presidents when they swore up and down in 2015, we won't put bombers on the islands, we won't put missiles on them, and of course they did. And they're doing this because they think the South China Sea is their sovereign territory. It's not, it's international waters. But that doesn't stop the CCP from rejecting the international rules that we have played by for so many decades. They want to rewrite their own, and they want to bend the world to their own sovereignty claims and their own aspirations of global dominance. They're not interested in being a responsible stakeholder, and you see it all around the world.